Greetings, Ani, Bojo, Kwe Kwe. It's Catherine here at Moonstarlodge in tiny Ontario. And I'm dealing with the week of February 6th through 12th. When I was preparing for today, I woke up and said, "Hey Brian, I think I'd like to use skeletons today." And Brian said,
"No."
And I questioned why not, and so the discussion went on, and I hummed and hawed about sea creatures, which I felt was too much Pisces season. And so I went back to it and I said, "Are you sure that I can't have skeletons today?" And he still said,
"No."
So we compromised on ravens, crows, and one lone hummingbird and a dragon. And that sounds logical, I'm sure. Anyway, I'm using the Raven Dream Tarot because we are still dreaming with the wheel. And the Ravenous Dracon Tarot because dragons fly as well. The Urban Crow Oracle, the Beyond the Veil playing cards, which are by the same author as the Urban Crow, M.J. Coulinane, Crow Tarot. There's the expansion guidebook. Unfortunately, there's no box for the Urban Crow Oracle expansion. Treasures from Above, and the lone hummingbird comes from the Hummingbird Wisdom. So I'll just move these out of the way. And all right. So here's our Raven Dream Tarot here, and the rest of the cards have been picked variously as clarifiers. So we start the week, February 6th, coming right off this juicy full moon of Wisdom Woman with the Wheel of Fortune. And we have the Sacred Tree of Life holding up this beautiful thing. Now that means fortunes can come in a good way or not so good way, but I get a sense that because it's sitting beside the Queen of Swords, this is in a wise and good way. Clarifying this Wheel of Fortune is the Empress. So we have an interesting dichotomy here. We have a very earth-based, very loving sense of completeness and fullness and nurturing. And it's important, I get the impression this week from Spirit, that it's important that we continue to self-nurture. This is a time of hibernation. We've come out of the time of talking to ancestors. So it is a time to self-nourish and think in wise ways. We are preparing for the future always. So it's interesting that the Queen of Swords is clarified by the Joker. Joker might be thought of as a trickster, considering we are dealing with crows and ravens here. But I get the sense that because the Queen of Swords is hyper analytical and has a clarity and doesn't take any crap from anyone, that the element of the Joker is a little bit about fun and bringing the fun in, which is about self-care. If you need that special moisturizer from, a salon because your skin is dry, you go get it. That's part of self-care. If you need rest, you go get it. And if you need fun, you get that too. So moving from the Wheel of Fortune, clarified, with the clarity, not clarified, but with the clarity of the Queen of Swords, we have the Four of Wands. So this is a triumphant awareness of a victorious journey being fulfilled here. It's you know, this particular sequence from the Ace of Wands, which is the incubus or incubating of a new passionate, spirit-filled goal and objective, to the 2, which is trying to decide whether to go or not, and the 3, which is the setting out. The 4 is the completion. And it's clarified here by the crow of anticipation. So there's elements that there's still more to this journey, and there's an anticipation of more to come. And that's good thinking here intuitively, because we've got the Knight of Wands here. So this goes from the 4 of Wands to the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is about go fast, quick, powerfully, and go after what it is that you become aware of. Clearly we're becoming aware of, with the clarity and the opportunity that the Wheel of Fortune represents, the recognition that the journey is well underway, the go-get-it attitude of the Knight here. Now, the hummingbird wished to sit in the center of the clarifiers. The timing of the universe is precise and wise. With patience, care, and trust, the flowers you've been tending to will bloom in glorious beauty. So the card says, let it bloom, or let it blossom. So it's blossoming. There's anticipation. Temperance here is about the alchemy of it all. There's more to be done here. There's more synergy to be created. And this is this careful crafting of the Queen of Swords. This group of crows is about acceptance, and they've taken on, in this particular card, they've taken on an orphan, and they've accepted it as their own. So there's an element of acceptance here from perhaps the greater community to what you're doing as your plans become known. It would be pretty hard with the Knight of Wands present here in the reading that, you know, people aren't becoming aware of what's building here. So temperance is about the alchemy and accepting how it's working out by oneself and by the community, obviously, at large. We have another Knight. We have a Knight of Pentacles. So this is becoming an awareness of financial support. It's also our destiny and our legacy. So we're building something with all this passion and spiritual fire to cement our lifestyle here on earth, the life that we have, and the prosperity. What's interesting about it is the Justice card shows up. It speaks to me that whatever has happened perhaps in the past is now being rectified. Whether it's a period of loss, I feel something like as severe as divorce and bankruptcy, or abandonment. Now you've found your stride, and I'm saying you, and I mean it, this is a collective reading. We find our stride, and it becomes in perfect balance. There's those scales of justice. And justice is not blind in this case. The blinding of the justice figure is implying that justice is not taking what it sees. It's just neutral. But here justice is somehow very clear. This clarity of the Queen would not allow justice to be blind. We end up at the end of the week with the Two of Cups, and that's choice, and that's partnership, and that's finding the self, being in balance with the self. So the nourishment that was called for here is the nourishment of the self. So I wasn't going to include these pick a treasure cards. They're basically a yes-no. So this particular card gives us the choice of toothbrush, dinosaur, or hex nut. Brian, did I understand you chose dinosaur?
Absolutely.
I'm not surprised. Why does that not surprise me? Okay, so we look up what does dinosaur mean. And it's number 138, the answer to that card, or to that symbol. Floating in the air on the top of a dandelion seed, your answer was found. And the answer was no. So, however no applies to this reading, it's not about the cessation of the operation, but rather knowing when to that it's done. You don't have to work any harder. It's done. No, you don't need to continue. It is done. And I got a message this morning for Jenny P. On top of everything. The card that got pulled at the bottom of the deck was the Four of Swords, which is rest. All right, you can flip the camera. So this is a powerful week. It doesn't surprise me with Imbolc having passed, and now this profound full moon of Wisdom Keeper, that the energies are rising, and they always do after Imbolc. The energies from within the earth. We're coming out of a very deeply cold polar vortex, and within 24 hours it's like +5 here where we live. The energies are rising, and they will continue to rise, and we are to just get on top of that wave and ride with it, and not let that wave knock us arse over tea kettle. So have a great week. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't, so that you get notified. The midweek video will come out for the 8th, 9th, and we'll see you then. Aho.